Hello everybody, welcome back to another accessibility review. Today we're looking at a game called Clash of Chefs. It's a fun little cooking game, sort of similar to Sepp's Diner or Cookout if you've played either of those, except there's no co-op. You're either playing solo against like a leaderboard, or you're playing competitively with one other person. There's no co-op yet. The devs say maybe in the future, hopefully. People seem to want it, so I think maybe they'll look into it. But anyway, let's get on with the review. Alright, so as always, we're starting with the main menu. And when I first opened the game, I thought, oh great, it's going to be another one of these where the main menu is all way over there and I can't see it. But the game doesn't mind when you walk through the counter. And the menu's just right here at the end of your serving counter area. So you can get as close as you need to. And when you recenter your play space, you usually start off right about here. So all you really need to do is take a few steps back, recenter your play space, and then step forward. That's kind of what I've done. Now, another thing I found, so glad I found this little handle is the height adjustment. Now it's meant to be if you're really tall or really short or just a little kid, but what you can do is put it all the way down. Also adjusts the height of the menu. See? So you can put it all the way down. Then you can walk up close to it and look at that. Now you can see all the buttons. Now to be fair, there's only 4 of them. There's single player, multiplayer, customize waiter, that's that guy over there, and options. Now I've turned off music because it is quite loud, but there aren't that many options either, so that's nice. The buttons I do like. They're a good contrast, this dark reddish brown color on this sort of off-white, and inside the text and the little pictures are white as well, so that makes it really easy to read. They do, once you get close to it, it does start to clip through the camera, but you can get pretty close before it does that. The letters are pretty big. See, options, multiplayer. So they are fairly easy to see, which is nice. And you do have this little glowy ball thing that is your cursor. You don't just have a line. A lot of games do where it's just a really thin raycast line, and it kind of makes it hard to tell what you're pointing at. But this is nice. You can just sort of wiggle it around. It makes a nice little trail, so you can tell what you're pointing at. And I really appreciate that. It's nice. But that's all for the main menu. We're going to get on to some gameplay. Alright, so on to gameplay. We're going to do single player for now. And first of all, there's 4 restaurants. There's the American place where you'll be making burgers, the Italian place for pizza and pasta, Japanese place for sushi and noodles, and the Mexican place for burritos, tacos, and nachos. We're going to start with the American place though, just so I can show some basic game mechanics. And you do have, this is the campaign mode, you do have all these levels, and here's the leaderboard. This is when you play single player, you're basically just playing against the leaderboard. Your best score will go in here, and it's sort of an asynchronous version of multiplayer, I guess. But we're going to do casual. So there's single player, or not single player, there's campaign, that's the levels. And I assume they get harder and harder as you go, with more complex orders. I'm only at level 2, so yeah. There's endless, which is just, you just get endless orders. But then there's casual, where you don't have any kind of time limit. You can just sort of mess around and make whatever you want when you want. So we're going to go in there. So this is how the game works. You got your waiter. Where is he? There he is. He runs back and forth from you to the customers. Your orders pop up here. Now, it is nice that they're right here on this screen. And in casual mode, there's no timer. Normally there would be a little timer here that sort of goes from happy face green to like annoyed face, and then to red face, and then it'll disappear, and at that point you start losing points. The quicker you get them done, the more points you get for them. But see, the sort of issue with this is that, well, it's right here, and the orders are nice and big. Sometimes you do have to get kind of close to see what is wanted on the order. So like this, from a distance, kind of just looks like a burger. But actually they want a burger and bacon. So, what you do, you grab your burger, and get, how do I, there we go, cut a bacon, grab this before it burns, grab a plate, grab a bun, put your burger, put your bacon, grab the other bun, and there you go. And it all sticks, so you don't have to worry about it flying everywhere. It's got a snapping kind of thing. So you just put the order there, or the guy will take it, and if you do have multiple orders ready, you ding, he'll run back quicker. See, he'll sort of jog back. So that's kind of useful, but otherwise he'll just pick them up on his own. But see, this is just basic, and as you go to the different restaurants, the order gets more complicated, and there's more ingredients. See, in here, in the burger place, you've only got burger, bacon, you do have fries, there's ketchup and mustard, the buns, and then onions and pickles. But in some of the other restaurants, there are a lot more ingredients, and it can kind of get confusing on the board. And when you're playing in multiplayer, you are at kind of a disadvantage if you're blind, because someone else can just look and say, okay, burger, cheese, pickle. Whereas you have to get close, say, okay, burger, onion. Oh, and a blue drink. So just keep that in mind when you're playing against other people, that you will be at a slight disadvantage, and when the game is all about speed, and that's what this game is, a game of time, it can kind of be a big setback. One other thing to keep in mind is that when you get an order wrong, so this wants a burger with an onion. So let's say I just get a burger, a regular old burger. And you put it up there. The waiter is like, no, that's wrong. But it's really hard to tell what is wrong. Like, I know, because I know what that order was, that I'm missing the onion. But if you're doing a really complicated order and you have a bunch of them, you might be like, what the heck is this? What's wrong? I don't know. So maybe they could, I don't know, lower that, or put, make that go down here or something, so that way you know what is missing. So like down here they could put an X through the onion and an X through the drink, so that way you'd know, rather than having to look up there, because that's really hard when you can't see as well. Okay, let's give him the onion. Let's be nice. Let's give him the onion. So we'll take the burger. There you go, buddy. Happy? Yeah. What's wrong with it? It's an onion. See, I don't know. See, now I don't know. Oh, the drink. Right. It's a purple drink. That's not purple. Does that look purple to you? No, it doesn't. Okay, that's purple. Don't spill it. This you can spill, so be careful. Ding? Ding? What? What? Oh, the burger's gone bad. Ah, screw that. Yeah, you deserve that. Anyway, that's all really for the game mechanics. There's some things you have to chop. That's pretty easy. Actually, it's not. It's kind of hard. The knife's kind of finicky. That has nothing to do with being blind, though. It's just that the knife is... You gotta cut it at the perfect angle. I don't know, it's kind of weird. But as far as actual game mechanics goes, that's pretty much it. You put stuff on grills, you pour stuff, you get the drinks. Most places have... Actually, all the places have a drink. I'd say the burger place is the easiest place, just because the simplicity of the ingredients. But now we're going to go on to some other restaurants. Oh, but first, so I'm in campaign mode now. I wanted to show you real quick what happens when it's timed. So there's the customer comment. Okay, now we've got a thing. So see this little bar? It goes from happy to angry, and then it'll disappear. So he just wants a burger. So if we just do a burger real quick, get the bun. Come on, burger, cook, cook, cook. See? And he'll run and do it quicker. So that you want to get them done as quick as possible. If you don't, you'll start losing points, and the orders will pile up. These are really simple orders because it's only level 1, but later on in levels they get pretty complex. But anyway, as I said, on to the next restaurant. Okay, here we are at the Italian restaurant, and you can see we've already got a few orders, and there are a few more ingredients this time. Now I do first want to comment on the environment. I did forget in the burger place to mention that, like, it's a good high contrast environment. The dark red with like the white plates and sort of the other brightly colored ingredients. This one as well is nice contrast. It's got the dark, really like nice looking countertop, and everything else is fairly bright. The bowl's pretty bright, so you won't lose track of the bowl. I meant to do this. So as I said, the ingredients in this one are a little more complex. There's more of them. You have, I guess, none of it's labeled, so you just sort of have to guess what it's called. This is the dough for the pizza. I think this is bacon, pineapple, olives, definitely pepperoni. I think this is ham and mushrooms. And they're pretty spaced out, so you can see they have so this is pizza wants red sauce with cheese, pepperoni, and mushrooms. Now this one, it's a bit smaller because they have to put the drink in there as well. I wish they wouldn't do that. I wish they'd put maybe the drink up in the corner. Like, there's some free space here for a drink. That way they don't have to make the pizza smaller. It makes it a little harder to see when there's more ingredients like this. This one wants the same thing as this, except it wants ham and olives. Yeah, that's what it wants. So it's a small complaint, but I feel like it's easily fixed. They could just move the drink to the corner and keep the pizza the same size. Now there are a few other ingredients. There's the 2 sauces, like I mentioned. There's the red sauce, and there's also, nope, that's cheese. It also wants red sauce. There's white sauce, which I don't know why it's called white, because it's yellow. Did forget to mention there's cheese here. You do that with a cheese grater. And it works. Isn't working. There it goes. That's kind of hard to tell what side you're supposed to do it on. Trial and error, I guess. Simple enough. So there's the cheese. But the biggest issue with this restaurant, I would say, is the pasta. And that's simply because it's hard to tell what pasta is wanted. At least for me, and if you're blind. So this is the straight pasta, and then this is the like spiral, I guess. I don't know the proper names for them, but it's spiral pasta. And here on the order menu, you gotta look really close to see what it is. Like, you can tell from a distance it's on a plate, so it's gotta be pasta. But what pasta it wants, you get it nice and close, and you have to be able to see, is it straight or is it curly? And when you're Russian and you're in the heat of the game and you're playing against someone else, that's sort of a real disadvantage. As I was saying in the burger place, you're playing against someone who can just quickly glance and say, "Oh yeah, curly pasta. There you go." Whereas you got to get close and look at it. So I don't really know a solution to that. Maybe they could make the sort of the lines. How you can see there's like little lines to show that it's the spiral pasta. Maybe they could darken those or something just to make it more obvious that that's what those are. But I mean, it's not that big of a deal. It's just sort of inconvenient. Oh, there is also the drink. It's only one drink this time. There's no purple and yellow or whatever. It's just the one. So that's nice. And I'm gonna make a pizza real quick, just to show you what it looks like when it's cooked. We'll just make this pizza that they want. Red sauce. Is it cheese? There we go. And they wanted pepperoni and pineapple. Yes, pineapple. There you go. And it is kind of hard to see once you've got the ingredients on the pizza. I never really realized that before. But yeah, it is kind of hard because see, it's just sort of busy. Like on the picture, it's nice and smooth cheese, whereas on this, it's like, it's all raw ingredients, so it's kind of messy. So it's just a lot of noise visually, and so you might have some trouble with that if you're like, why is this pizza's not done? Oh yeah, I forgot that one ingredient. There's your issue. But we'll just pop this into the oven. Makes a nice sizzling noise. Some nice auditory feedback. And it dings when it's done, and it gets nice and dark, and then the cheese sort of gets more smooth. The crust, you can tell it's cooked, so it's really easy to tell when your food's done. It's not just visual. And you don't put it on a plate. I think you just put it up there. You just take a hot pizza in their hands. Alright, so I think that's it for this restaurant. Yep, not forgetting anything. So, let's go on to the next one. Here we are at the Mexican restaurant. The ingredients are sort of the same complexity as the Italian restaurant. Not as complex as the Japanese one, though, which we will get to shortly. Here we have corn, peppers, no idea, tomatoes, lettuce, and I assume beef, and something else. I don't know. Maybe pork? Or maybe one of these is supposed to be like beans, like refried beans, because when you put it on, see, it sort of looks like that. And you put that one on, looks like that. So I don't know. But either way, there's those ingredients. And then you have red sauce and cheese. And then you have chips. So you can make nachos. You do also have... Yeah, nachos. You do also have two... I don't know, lemon and lime, maybe? That makes sense. But it's really hard to see those. See, those are for the drinks. So what you do is you take a drink, you pour lemonade, I think that is. It's yellow, so I guess it's lemonade. I hope it's yellow lemonade, because, yeah. And then you put this on the edge, see? But it's really hard to tell what they want. I can never tell if it's the right thing. And I don't know if that's just the picture looks weird or if that's just me. It's probably just me, being blind. But I don't know. Maybe they could make this even darker or something, or make the lemon really bright. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it is, because that's what it looks like. But it's not quite the same. It's just it's different enough to make me unsure. So keep that in mind. You might get really confused on that. We also have tacos here. Forgot to mention those. And as far as the environment goes, we got another pretty good contrast environment. It's a bit meh because it's this sort of yellowish color, more like a brown color, but the white plates, it's not that bad. I will say with the tortillas, these are kind of hard to work with, mainly because you gotta see this white indicator to know when you're picking it up. So when it's one of these big halves, it's so you can fold it. And when it's the center one, it's so you can pick it up. So that's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of an issue. I always get mixed up with those, just not being able to see when it's highlighted. But also, it's kind of, I think it may be on the game's end, because it's kind of hard to get it to line up to that. See, I'm way over here, yet it's still trying to select the middle piece. So I think maybe that's more on the game side of things, rather than the being blind side of things. So let's make a quick burrito. Let's do some of that. Some of, yeah, get some of that. Some of that. Some of that. Yeah. Fold it. Nope, see? Fold it. There we go. Burrito. Or soft taco. I don't know. You deserve it. Anyway, that's this kitchen. I know I didn't have much to say on this one. It's really not as complicated as it seems. It's just there's more ingredients. And there's kind of a lot going on. So it is a bit busy. There's like this over... Stop it. There's this over here. Then there's the lemon and lime, the drink stuff. You got all the ingredients over here. So once it gets going, it's kind of you're going all over the place. That could just be... I mean, that's intended, I think, though. It's meant to be a chaotic, busy game when you're cooking and trying to do things fast. So that kind of makes sense. But if you're not... if having sort of visually noisy or chaotic environments doesn't really suit you, if you're not good at dealing with that kind of thing, then maybe this restaurant will be more difficult for you. So just keep that in mind. Oh, and another thing I forgot to mention, this restaurant has a different bell. It goes ding rather than tiny ding. So that's fun. And last but not least on the list of restaurants is the Japanese place. That's right, we're gonna make some sushi. Now, I would say this is the hardest restaurant to play. Few reasons. A lot of ingredients. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, yeah, 5. 10 ingredients. 11, 12, 13. Then there's, I guess, 14, because that's a different thing. That's noodles and the sauce. And then there's the drink, of course. Now, there's also the issue of the contrast. How I've commented on that in every restaurant. This one, not great at all. It's this, I mean, it's the counter, it looks nice, but it's bright. It's sort of this light brown color, and then you have sort of bright everything else. You've got the white plates, you've got the rice, and then this. The sushi mat I could not find for the longest time, because it blends in with the counter. Now, I don't know why they chose to do it like this on Quest. I've seen footage of PC version, and it's like it's darker. I don't remember if the counter's darker or if the sushi mat's darker, but either way, there's like way more contrast between the sushi mat and the counter itself. So I wish they would change it to that instead of how it is now. That would be very helpful. Because for the longest time, I was just like putting it down on the thing and like, why is it not going through? No, you actually have to take the seaweed wrap, put it on the mat, then put the rice on, and then you can roll it. I didn't know that though, because I couldn't see it. The other thing that makes this restaurant so difficult is not only are there a lot of ingredients, like I said, I don't really know what half these ingredients are. Now that's kind of just on me for not being cultured enough to know what any of these ingredients are. Like, what the hell is this thing? Kind of looks like a cookie, but I don't think it's a cookie. Because, like, why would it be next to sushi stuff? I don't know. Maybe it is a cookie. I think that might be corn. No idea. No idea. Maybe a carrot? Maybe celery? That's a... No, that's an egg. I know an egg when I see one. Maybe fish. Maybe that's the salmon for the sushi. Don't know what that is. I think someone said that was crab, like a crab stick. And then I don't know what that is either. Kind of looks like the bacon from, or what I called bacon from the Italian place, but maybe it wasn't bacon. Maybe this is like another fish, and that was also fish. I don't know. I don't know nothing. That's rice though. I know that. But so the issue with all this is that these all kind of just like there's no separation really. They all kind of just stack up. Like, okay, these are all noodles, so it's the same ingredients they want for the noodles. That's simple enough. You just put the noodles in there, they cook. When they start to boil, you pull them out, put them in there. The sauce is easy enough to see. There's only the one sauce. Okay. But then the rest of this stuff, it looks like the fish stuff, what I called the salmon. Don't know what, I think that might be the carrots, and that's green, so that might be the celery. But see, some of these ingredients look very similar. So like this and this, very similar. This and this, well, different colors, they sort of got the color and the white. So they also kind of look similar. So maybe if you have an issue with color, here you might have some issue with that. I don't have an issue with color, and I still have an issue with this. So just keep that in mind. Some of these ingredients look very similar to each, like these, like this and this. Holding them up, they don't look very similar, just right now, but on the menu, or on the order thing, they do kind of look similar. So I don't really know if there is something they can do to make these look any different, to make them easier to distinguish. But maybe there's, and if there is, could you guys maybe do that? That'd be nice. Just as a favor, personal favor to me, because you love me so much. But let's see if I can get this order right. We'll do that. Try the carrot. And then the celery. Is that it? Is that the order? Yeah, I did it. So that's the Japanese restaurant. There is also tea. Let's make some tea. I guess the one other thing I might say about this is the tea. So it's kind of steamy. That's how you know it's hot. But holding it right here next to my face, I can see, especially if it says a black background, I can see that it's steaming. But if you set it up here and you're cooking other stuff, it will eventually go cold, and you won't really be able to tell. Because look, from back here, that steam on that white wall back there, I can barely see that. And see, look, it's already stopped steaming. I don't know if it's not good anymore, but it's done steaming, so that's how you know it's not as hot. And once it's cooled, the waiter won't accept it. And then again, if you're trying to make something let's just make something real simple. Now for the sushi, you gotta take this and do that. There. So now, again, the waiter is trying to tell me, hey, there's all this stuff wrong with the order, but I can't see that because it's way up there. So if they could just move that down, or have like a little thing saying like, nope, 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 that's all wrong because you don't have any of it, and the tea's gone cold. That'd be nice. It'd be much easier. This restaurant, I think, would still be hard because there's all these ingredients that like look very similar, as I was saying before, but make it a little easier. But anyway, that's all for the Japanese restaurant. It is a fun restaurant to play in. It's just very difficult, mostly because of the similarities in the ingredients that I mentioned before, and there being so many ingredients that it's sort of, there's a lot going on in the menu. So just keep that in mind. It's a fun restaurant, but it's quite difficult if you have a visual impairment. So it's my least favorite restaurant, but it's still fun to play if you're just sort of playing casually with friends. All right, that is going to do it for my review of Clash of Chefs. I'd give the game a solid 8 out of 10 because it's fun. It's fairly accessible to begin with, but there's a few things they could improve on just to make the game that much more enjoyable for people with visual impairments. If you'd like to pick up the game for yourself, it is available for Quest as well as the Rift on PC. You can grab it on the Oculus Store for $19.99 USD. Devs, if you're watching, please consider what I've said today, both for this game as well as any future endeavors. I mean, if VR is the future of gaming, I'd very much like to be a part of it, and I'm sure so would the rest of the visually impaired community. So why not do your part to help make the future of VR just a little more inclusive for all of us? Like I always say, when we all can play, we all have fun. That's all for this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you want to see more content, and share it with all the blind people you might know. Hell, even if you have a friend who's just got like really big glasses, share it with them, because hey, why not? You never know, right? Anyway, I'm Helix, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.